Good morning, everyone. I thought I would do something a little different today. I wanted to give you a tour of the Millworks, where I have my studio and gallery. There's a wonderful restaurant here as well. There are 18 studios and 34 artists, and there are 3 floors of studios. And this is the outside. So I'm just going to take you in for a little walk. It's not real busy yet, so this is a good time to do this. So here's the entrance. And this is the hallway where we hang every month. The art on the walls change every month. And then we're going to go upstairs to the 3rd floor and then the 2nd floor. And that way you will have an idea of what it looks like. That's the hostess desk for the restaurant. Here we go up into the 2nd floor. Most of these studios aren't open yet. There's a studio. There's one of my paintings hanging. That is a quite large, that one is 36 by 48. Here's the 2nd floor. And as you can see, most of them aren't, we just opened, so a lot of the artists aren't here yet. This is a potter. And then we have a soap maker and a candle maker. Down further is another potter. And a jewelry maker. And then we have a mixed media person in here. And then in here, we have another painter. And she also works with mirrors. And look at these beautiful trap doors that you can look into the 3rd floor. So we're going to go down here into the 3rd floor, give you an idea of the beautiful, beautiful art, not the art, but the beautiful woodworking here. This used to be an old mill warehouse. And I love these huge, huge beams. As you can see there, the owner did a wonderful job in renovating this building. Now we're going to go up on the 2nd floor. This is a photographer here. He does mostly weddings and that type of thing. There's my painting hanging on the wall. Here's a picture of the old Millworks years ago. I didn't show you the inside of this. This is an abstract artist and an oil painter, landscape oil painter in here. Now we're going to go on up to the 3rd floor. It's a beautiful area up here as well. Here are all the studios up on the 3rd floor. Look at these wonderful window walls they have. And you had to go up the steps to all of those individual And there are there's illustrators up here, mixed media painters, oil painters, realistic painters, and there's a gal up here that works with clay monoprints, and a photographer. And you can see the gorgeous woodwork. And then here is our outdoor beer garden. That's up on the deck on the 3rd floor on the roof. And they just opened up and they're just getting ready to prepare for the rush of people. And if you look down here, you can see our beer garden downstairs, and I'll be showing you that later. But it's a wonderful place to be. Now we're going to go back down to the 1st floor, and I'll show you the restaurant. And we're going to go back down the steps. Those are Paul Murray's paintings hanging down there. And some of Judy Kelly's work. There's the front door. Here's some of Judy's work. Beautiful paintings. In fact, I bought this one. I fell in love with that one. That red dot is mine. I bought that from her. And now we're walking down the hallway to the hostess area. And here is our gallery store. It's just, and these are all pieces that are made by the artist here. You have to be an artist here to display in here. We sell quite a bit out of here, and here's a collection of cards and some hand-painted tote bags, some yarn, some leather purse that someone made. There's some of my original paintings down here that aren't framed. And we have paintings here, we have jewelry, we have illustrators and children's book authors here in the building. Here's more pieces by different artists, mugs, a lot of, these are those clay mono prints that I was talking about. Just her technique, it's Marcia. And she has quite a technique. And some more pottery. More things on the wall. Here's my big pieces. That piece in the front is several years old. And then we have more pottery. We have small original paintings of mine. I only sell those for $35. I sell quite a few of them. And you can see different things that I have in here. And these are all 8x10 pieces. And that one's in upside down. Let's fix that. Somebody must have been looking at it. So those are mine there. And then we sell screen printed t-shirts and other paintings. There's some little quick landscapes, seascapes that I did on small canvases. There's some textile that was woven by one of the artists here. And here are my abstract cards that I sell. sell quite a few of those as well. And candles, textiles, pottery, jewelry, and soaps, and body scrubs. There's one of my paintings right here. That's an oil and wax. It's been sitting here for a while. I'm surprised no one has bought it yet. So that is the studio gallery that we all put pieces into, and then we're coming out, and here's the restaurant. You can see we just opened, and already we have quite a few people in here. And all of this wood, the bar and everything came from, it's all original wood that we found here in the Millworks warehouse before we started. So there we sell our beer, bottled beer. We have our own brewery here. Here's another outdoor beer garden. That's usually packed with people, but since we just opened, and here we're coming into another area. These are my paintings here. I'm one of the people who are on exhibit this month. Here's the brew shop. This is where we sell all of our beer that we make, glasses, and a Millworks Brewery t-shirts, all kinds of things in here. Everything that's sold in here has something to do with beer. And now I'm going to show you some of my paintings that I have hanging here on the wall. This is one of my favorite right here. This is a 36 by 36. You can see some of the detail in this. But these were just hung. Nothing sold yet. We just hung these. Here's another one. That one, that is a 36 by 48. One of my favorite pieces. And here's another one of my favorites. See the detail on this. Lots of detail, lots of structure, lots of texture, excuse me. And then we have two more pieces of mine over here. These are both 36 by 36. Here we have a kitchen person coming through.
Sorry.
That's okay. And back here is the classroom. I'm going to open this door, and my daughter is teaching back here. This is where I teach when I have my classes here at the Millworks. She's very busy.
So I've seen this online and I've always wanted to try it, so wonderful.
I'm Katie. I'm here with my mom and my sister today. This is my birthday.
Looks like they are introducing themselves. The class is just getting started. And if you see, you can look out into the beer garden. The windows are absolutely marvelous. And our brewery is back there in that door. It's a huge brewery, and we only sell beer that we make here on the premises, and they're both bottled and draft. Now we're going to go back out into the hallway. I'm going to go into my studio, which is directly across from the restrooms and the hostess desk, and right there is the restaurant. And here's the entrance to my studio, and there's some of my husband's work, and historical type work. That's one of his pieces. And here's a collage that he did. One of my pieces. That's acrylic. Here's an oil and wax, which I love. And this is one of my daughter's fluid pieces that she did. And here, then we have the restrooms down here, and here's one more studio down here, and there's 3 gals in here, and they're all painters. They have a nice big studio. I wish my studio was that large. Now you're going to come into the messy studio. It's hard to keep it clean because it is a working studio. And this is what you see when you walk in our door. And we sold that one piece that was on that easel last night, so I have to replace that. Some of my husband's collages. And some of his work. He also does Gettysburg collages. The piece up there is my daughter Anne's. This is all my work here on this wall. They're both acrylic. Then I have 2 small cold wax. I just sold something on that spot. I have to fill that out, fill that back up. There's 2 small pieces of mine. They're both cold wax. Here's supplies. Up on top of this shelf is another painting of mine. And then on the floor here, there's a stack of paintings waiting for homes. And then we have more paintings on this wall, my husband's paintings. There's one of my landscapes that I did. I call that one Sunny Sisters. The one to the left of it is a cold wax. There's one of my husband's. I really like this piece here. Here's another cold wax of mine. An acrylic on paper, cold wax, and this is a large acrylic as well. And then on here are cold wax and encaustic. We have cards for sale in here, small pieces. Those are 2 of my flowers. I've sold almost all of my flowers. These are the only 2 I have left. And I've sold all my landscapes except that one tree I showed you. And that's my daughter's fluid. Bob's collage. Down there is another painting on the floor. Almost done, guys. These are my daughter's work. This is her wall. Really like that piece, the pink piece. And that red and black one gets so much interest. And let's go back so you can see what it looks like when you make the turn. Like I say, this place is really messy. And these are my paintings. Those 2 are acrylic. That one is acrylic. This is cold wax. Cold wax. That one's acrylic. This is one of my favorite paintings right there. That's cold wax. I love that painting. I'm surprised I still have it. And then along this table are more cold wax paintings, some of my daughter's fluids. And here is where we work. Here's the mess, guys. This is my daughter's table. Those are acrylic paintings that are in progress. And there's a cold wax. I love that cold wax. And then here's some more paintings along this wall. Some more cold wax. Those are cold wax. It's an acrylic. And here's the wall that my daughter and I work on. This is our working wall. This is what it looks like. And that's the table we work off of. And there's all acrylic paints back down there, and it doesn't look like it, but I did clean up the other day. I organized and I ran the vacuum. It doesn't look it, but. And then down here is all of my oil paints for my cold wax pieces. And then here are some cold wax pieces that are in progress. As you can see, there's 4 of them there. So I have to work on those. And that's basically it. I really thank you for viewing. And there's the outside door to go out into the hallway. And this is the messy side of the table. As you can see, there's a lot of supplies that I have here. My brushes and aprons, and God, there's just not enough room in here for everything that we have. There's cold wax and mark making tools. Everything under the sun is in here. So I want to thank you for being here with me and viewing my studio and the Millworks. And here we are again. I thank you very much for coming. You guys have a blessed day. See you soon.